Peter. Wow, most of you, mate. So 3 years ago when you came here, this man, you struggled with 2 sticks?
Yes, yep.
For how long?
30 years.
Wow, and just tell us, what happened to you, Peter?
I broke my neck in a car accident, and I was pretty well paralysed down my left side, and had a lot of pain up in my shoulders and my neck. I couldn't turn my head. I was in a pretty bad way. I had to spend 3 years in a wheelchair. And the Lord just healed me, and I haven't looked back since.
So you were in the wheelchair for 3 years, but then you got out on the sticks, didn't you?
Yes.
And so how long were you struggling on sticks for after that? 27 years?
Yes, that's correct.
Wow, so you imagine you're in a wheelchair for 3 years, 2 sticks for 27 years, and they classified you as what?
As walking quadriplegic.
Because you had like semi-paralysis plus pain, didn't you?
Yes, that's correct.
And your neck was like seized up in your shoulders?
Yes.
And the amazing thing was, 3 years ago, Peter wouldn't come forward for prayer. And Julie, my wife can be pretty strong-minded, she actually commandeered this man, and she got him to the front, didn't she?
Yes.
And you're trying to resist my wife.
Yes.
But it's very hard. Who knows, if you're a cripple, it's very difficult to run away. And so she got him to the front. And even then he said to me, "Oh, don't pray for me, there's worse people than me." And I said, "Well, who?" There's no one as bad as he did. And then I put my hand on his neck. And what happened to you then?
Oh, it was just, I got very hot all over, and it was like I had a filthy pair of overalls lifted off me, and there was my clean body underneath, and yeah, just fantastic.
Now, the pain, try and describe the sort of pain you had for 30 years.
Oh, gee, it's so terrible hard to describe. I was on morphine, I was on
methadone,
and they wouldn't mask out the pain. I had tears in my eyes all the time, and it was just a battle. It was a battle to get around.
So what happened to the pain when you got prayed for?
It just didn't disappear.
It left you?
It left me.
Is that wonderful, everybody?
Yes.
And so you were crippled for 30 years. Where's the sticks now?
Oh, I don't know.
Who was here? Put your hand, because there's witnesses. You saw that, didn't you? You saw that absolute amazing miracle. And this man was healed. Outstanding miracle. And the next day he came in, and he walked in the next day without his sticks.
And we all cheered.
And we all cheered. And then he turned his head. I thought, mate, that's either a huge chink in his ear or it's a hearing aid. But I'm pretty sure there's not too much scrub around here, so it must have been a hearing aid. So what happened when I saw the hearing aids?
You asked me what was I doing with them in there, and I said I needed them to hear. And you said take them out, which I did, and you prayed, and then you moved back and you whispered to me, and I heard it as clear as a bell.
And you've worn them since?
I've never worn them since.
Good Lord, everybody. I want to tell you that Jesus still heals deaf cripples. He still does the impossible. This man here got up your ears, didn't he, the other night? They said, just come out here. This man here, he came yesterday, and he wore hearing aids. Come out here. He wore hearing aids. And what happened after prayer?
Well, I could suddenly hear. I took my hearing aids out and I haven't worn them since.
You're amazing. And this man, Peter, he was saying that, he said that he can hardly hear even with the hearing aids.
That's right. Couldn't hear clearly.
And I think God's awesome, don't you?
Yes.
Wow. So we've just seen so many miracles this weekend, Peter, and it's great that you've come back 3 years later to testify in fact, it was about this very spot round here. Around this very spot you stood. And after 30 years, you're living from being a cripple. Isn't that wonderful? You think that's wonderful?
We'll all stand in that spot.
No, I think the whole place is anointed. I mean, he's in this place. He really is. Well, God bless you, Peter.
Thank you very much.
Good on you, mate. Give a Lord a hand, everybody.